podcast where I, Richard Harris, talk about why I prefer the sports of the 80s and 90s to today. Well, we're at the last month of the year. I am proud of myself that I've been able to do these blogs for as many days as I've done them. I've been wanting to do a blog like this for a very long time. Didn't think that it would be wise, so I didn't do it for a while. But then I realized that certain things need to be said that just simply are not said enough. This is the saddest time of the year. Most people think that the holiday season is a time to bring good cheer and celebration. It is. But if you're a football fan, it is a sad time because it's bowl season, it's the end of the college football season, and essentially all you have left is the NFL, and the NFL sometimes isn't satisfying as much as college football. Now, why do I prefer the 80s and 90s topic for today? College football has, in my opinion, three parts of a season, and some might even say four. The first part of the season is every team, the first few weeks of the season, plays somebody that could possibly beat them. At least that's the new norm. Then you have the ranking season, when the playoff rankings start in October. Everybody's either wounded, strong, hanging in there, or basically they're woken up. And then for the next 6 weeks after that, it's regular season. And then comes the interesting part of the season, which is you get to bowl season. Who is going to play? So many kids today, at the end of the day, make business decisions during this time of the season. Because in their hearts, souls, and minds, they've given their university, they've given their team, they've given their scholarship all it was asked to do. They were asked to practice, asked to play, asked to make some sacrifices. And they do. But this time of the year, it becomes about business. This is the new college football. So essentially, 4 teams at the end of this season will have its full lineup play because they're not thinking about their professional career. They are thinking about their team, trying to win a championship, and that's it. But then the remaining teams, was it 128 teams playing Division I football? So that means 124 teams all have issues. because they don't know if their players are going to play. I just read recently that after last night's game between Washington and Oregon, Bo Nix is deciding whether or not he should play in the bowl game. He's done enough for Oregon, and he needs to focus on his NFL draft stock. I have a major issue with that. You know, I have a major issue with that. I have a major issue with that because schools and universities provide these kids with free education. Now, today, the kids can make money while they're playing, and they can get injured at any time that they're playing. I've already told the story many a times of Vada Murray, who was a safety for the University of Michigan, who got injured playing in his final college game and never made the NFL, and he was going to be a top 5 pick. But the other side of that story is Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was the Heisman Trophy winner, and there was like a stigma with winning the Heisman Trophy, like you never really did well in your bowl game. Um, you weren't really, special in your bowl game. Sometimes you lost the bowl game. Well, Barry Sanders in his bowl game against Wyoming went nuts. He ran for like 260 something yards and multiple touchdowns, and clearly let the world see and know what kind of pro he was going to be. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, NFL scouts look at games, look at players, and say, I want to see the kid. I don't see him in a t shirt. I don't want to see him in the weight room. I want to see him play. I want to see what he looks like in between the white lines going up against other hungry players who want to play in the NFL. But the new world we live in is that it seems, and I'm probably very wrong on this, but it seems that the kids today get hurt a lot more than they did in the 80s and 90s. And so, to prevent themselves getting hurt, kids decide first they take out an insurance policy, and then secondly, they just don't play in the game because some of these kids have shown enough. And it drives Vegas crazy because you can't create a betting line if you don't know if the player who will impact the game is going to play. It kills fan interest because I remember it was a few years ago, UCLA was playing in the Sun Bowl or playing one of these bowl games, and their best player decided he didn't want to play. Christian McCaffrey was supposed to play in the game, he didn't play. And it sort of takes away from the experience for me. I'm trying to sell people tickets to go see bowl games. And in my bed last night, I was laying there thinking to myself, who would Oregon be a good matchup with in any bowl? And the first thought that popped in my head was Texas, was Ohio State, was Alabama, was LSU, Notre Dame. And I'm saying to myself, I'd pay money to go see them play. But then this morning I wake and it says Oregon's quarterback Bo Nix trying to decide whether or not he should play in the bowl game or not. And that got me thinking about all the other upperclassmen, seniors, juniors who are going to be draft eligible, who are going to be high picks in the draft, and thinking whether or not he is going to play in a bowl game. Right now, the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy is Jayden Daniels from LSU. LSU season has one more game left. It's a bowl game. If he wins the Heisman Trophy, will he want to play in a bowl game? Knowing that he potentially is first pick in the draft? Caleb Williams. USC season ended horribly. USC lost. I know they lost 2-3 of their last 3 games. I'm trying to think. Was it more than that? Does Caleb Williams want to play again? Why would he? Last year in their bowl game against Tulane, one of their best receivers said he won't play. I think it's Jordan Addison. He won't play. And then people hear what I'm saying. They're saying that the way I'm sounding is I'm trying to say that they don't want to play. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they are being advised not to play, or that they are choosing not to play because they're trying to protect their investment, which is themselves, and trying to make sure that they are not hurt before they get a chance to play in the NFL, or before they go to the NFL Combine and get poked and prodded and questioned. And so it is difficult to say it without saying it like that they don't want to play. Some kids play because they like the experience of playing with their teammates. Some kids play because it's an opportunity to show who they are. There's a man screaming out of the street. If you can hear him, sorry. Don't know why he's screaming. I'm in a neighborhood of screamers. I mean, what would you do? If it was me, I'm playing. I'm playing because I want the opportunity to show to the scouts that against the best competition in the world, I can do well. I'm not thinking about getting hurt, because once you start thinking about getting hurt, you get hurt. And so my mentality is play. Because it's December, the NFL Combine isn't until February, April, March. One of these crazy days, and I want to be able to work out. If I get hurt, I hope that I heal in plenty of time so I can work out, train. And then my school's gonna have a pro day. There's so many things that's coming up. And so it's deflating. College football becomes deflating after this point if your team is not playing in the playoff. If you're playing in the playoff, all systems go. If you're not playing in the playoff, the remaining 120 teams not playing in the playoff, it's time to become about me. And I don't like that at all. Because you've been there for 4 years and it's been all about we, right? We did this, we did that. And now it's about me. I got to get myself ready to become a professional, become an adult. And one way of that happening is me not playing in another game, risking injury, risking my future. So enjoy these championship games today. Enjoy the playoff games. Because some of these players we may not ever see play again for their universities or colleges. And some of these players may never get drafted or get drafted and never play a down in the NFL. And so that's why I think they should play. Because Bo Nix is a good football player. And he's going to get drafted, but he's not going to be drafted in the first round. If he's going to be a first round draft pick, it's going to be a late first round, second round, which is still very good. But no one looks at him and says that he is Jayden Daniels, Michael Penix, Caleb Williams. They say he's good. And there's a whole bunch of other quarterbacks that are coming out this year as well. I'd keep playing just to show that I'm good. Then again, that's why I sit on the couch, watch it at home,